single person in this room is a leader. If there are people that are paying attention to what you say, you're leading them.
LIFT stands for Leading Ireland's Future Together, and with your help, we are raising the standard of leadership across Ireland, one person at a time.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you so much for joining us. I'm your host for the evening, Sonya Lennon, a very proud co-founder of LIFT Ireland. And tonight, we welcome you to the first ever LIFT Leadership Awards. Tonight is about recognising the extraordinary daily practice of good leadership by amazing people. We were honestly overwhelmed with the number of nominations that we received, and it was not an easy task for our judges to create tonight's shortlist of nominees and also to select the winners. Now, it's fair to say that these opening lines are probably common to every award ceremony ever. The difference tonight is that together, day by day, person by person, these leaders being recognised tonight are making Ireland a better place for all of us today and into the future. We have a full and fizzy house tonight. And to share our celebrations, please don't be shy about using our hashtags, hashtag LIFTAwards2020 and hashtag LIFTIreland. Use them across all your social platforms and don't forget to write us up on LinkedIn tomorrow. Given that most of you are tuning in from your own homes, I'm going to assume that your emergency exits are where you last left them. Now, to kick off our evening, I would like to introduce my friend and the visionary who created something out of nothing, who saw Ireland's potential to be a better country for all of us, and who pledged and promised to recognise and celebrate those who came with her. And that's what tonight is all about. Founder of LIFT Ireland, Joanne Hession. Joanne, we did it. We're here. It's the LIFT Leadership Awards. What does tonight mean to you?
Oh, listen, it's just absolutely fantastic. Sonia, when we stood on that stage just over 2 years ago, with many people that are in the room here tonight, and we said, we're going to make something out of nothing, but also we really want to celebrate great leaders. And that's what we're doing tonight. With all the nominations that came in, you know, it's not about leadership being a position. It's not about leadership being a title. I want to follow people that have got great character. I want to follow great character makes great leaders. And every single person that has been nominated for these awards and every single person that is shortlisted tonight has exhibited really great character and great strong leadership. And I just can't, I'm thrilled, absolutely thrilled, Sonia. I'm only sorry we're not together doing this.
I know. Next time, Joanne, hopefully everything going well. And I think it's really important to sort of point out how diverse the entries were and how diverse the nominations were.
Yeah, and we didn't actually know that, Sonia. So when the nominations came in, we had no idea what part of the country they were coming from. We'd no idea what age group people we were in. We'd no idea, nothing. We just got nominated a name and details about that person. And the person that was nominating them just explained why they really wanted them to win this category. So we have people here shortlisted today that are students still at school. We have school teachers, principals, we have executives at work, we have CEOs, we have people across the voluntary sector, we have people in public sector. It's exactly what it should be. Exactly what it should be. We are celebrating really great leaders. And in fact, Sonia, even in the run up to this, a couple of people were in touch with me saying how humbled they felt to be nominated and shortlisted, and that's why we've got the right leaders here today, and we've got the right people that we're celebrating here today for really good inner leadership, really good character. It's fantastic.
Well, Joanne, I'm going to suggest that you kick back, relax until we hear from you later on in the ceremony, and enjoy the show. We talk to you later.
On it. Thanks a million.
Every day in Ireland, people now meet either in person or more likely online to reflect on the values spotlighted in the LIFT process. Every week, in excess of 800 people improve their understanding and living of good leadership. This would simply not be possible without the incredible facilitators who give their time and their understanding to drive LIFT forward. Thank you, of course, to all of our sponsors, many of whom are corporate partners of LIFT Ireland. None of this would be happening without you. You are the Robin Hoods of our society, so thank you so much. We would really very much like to recognise all the companies who have been awarded a kite mark for living LIFT over the last year. Wear that badge proudly. We are so proud of you, and you are creating better cultures, more engaged workforces and communities, and we're so proud of you. Now, I think it's time to get on with the awards. We have some very nervous people waiting in holding rooms and sub-holding rooms. So I'm going to invite to join me the first of our judges. Just to talk a little bit about the process, I would like to invite Maura Walsh, Director of Organisational Development and Support at Solace.
Sonya, thank you so much for the opportunity.
Listen, we're delighted, and we really did not envy you the task at hand. What was it like facing into almost 170 nominations from all over the place?
Well, first off, it was like imposter syndrome. I read them and I felt, okay, I have this unique opportunity to be a judge, but truly the way that the nominees spoke or the nominators of these nominees spoke and how they really lived up to these particular traits were amazing to read, and also very humbling, because you get to judge people and to get to read some beautiful positive statements from human beings nominating other human beings. So it was gorgeous. It was difficult but beautiful, because you want to see the best traits in people, and they were there written on paper. Was really
Maura,
great.
thank you so much for the time and effort that I know you and your fellow judges put into this. And I think, much like Joanne, now it's time to sit back and enjoy the fruits of your labour. Thank you so much, Maura.
Thanks, Sonya.
So now I think it's time to move on to our first category, and it is one of my favourite values that we do in the LIFT Roundtable process. It is listening. Without listening, none of the others are really possible. Tonight's listening category is sponsored by Enterprise Solutions, and I'd like to invite to join me Denise Cullen. Denise.
Hello, Sonia. How are you? I'm great, thank you.
Good, good, good. Tell me, why listening for Enterprise Solutions? Why was this the category you chose to sponsor?
Because I think I agree with you that listening is one of the most core values, and probably something I struggle with myself. I have to remind myself continuously to listen. So I suppose that resonated with me. So that was why listening was our choice.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Denise. I'll be calling you back to bestow the award. But first of all, let's just take a little look at our nominees. So we have 4 nominees in this category. The first is Louise Barry from Carlow. And I would just like to read out an excerpt from the nomination for each of our shortlisted people. So Louise has a great gift of listening. She always listens to understand. Was written by her nominator. Suzanne Carroll from Dublin. Suzanne is always in search of the truth and listens with great heart and empathy. Breda Marin from Meath. Her ability to listen makes her extraordinary at what she does and helps people around her to interpret life and its complex challenges. Niamh Poole from Kildare. Every time I talk to Niamh, she always gives me her undivided attention. Amazing sentiments there for amazing leaders in the category of listening. So, Denise, I am handing over to you to announce the winner.
Suzanne Carroll.
Oh, wow.
So Suzanne, unfortunately...
Congratulations, Suzanne, sorry.
Sorry, Denise. Suzanne, unfortunately, has had a family bereavement and can't be with us tonight. But in her place is her colleague and friend, Noel Davidson. Noel, I think this is a great opportunity because I know how humble Suzanne is, and she would be, I suppose, short on words in recognition. So you might just say a few words on her behalf.
Oh, I'm absolutely thrilled for her. So on behalf of Suzanne, who couldn't be here, I would like to thank Lift Ireland for highlighting and celebrating tonight's great leaders, as Joanne said, and their values, which I think is really important, and listening as a value to be celebrated, along with Louise, with Breda and Niamh. She would be absolutely bowled over. For Suzanne to be shortlisted for listening, though, was not a surprise to myself and our colleagues in the Entrepreneurs Academy. She constantly makes you feel heard. She supports creativity and innovation. She's developed a team culture of respect and honesty through listening and clarity of thought. And she's an amazing person. And also, for those who know Suzanne, she has the most amazing, and dare I say it, unique sense of humour. So on behalf of Suzanne, I just want to say thank you for this award. She would be
thank you so much for your kind words. And this is unfortunately not an engraved award, but one is winging its way to Suzanne. So she will be in receipt of that. Thank you so much, Noel. Now, there were, as I said, 169 nominations for tonight's award. The first award and winner of the evening sets the bar and the tone for the ceremony ahead. Listening, I really believe, is a foundational value in the LIFT programme. We listen to understand, as was cited in one of the nominations. One of the takeouts from the LIFT material on listening is that if you are busy thinking about your response, you're probably not taking the time to listen. So everything in our world has slowed down significantly, albeit out of our control. Nature has enforced its own punctuation mark to create a natural pause. Focusing on this positive out of a big negative creates an energy and a momentum. And of course, positive attitude favors solutions over problems. Our positive attitude is indeed our next award. This award is sponsored by the Burren Smokehouse. Now, Brigitte Hedden-Curtin of the Burren Smokehouse is, I have to say, the perfect person to sponsor and to present this award. Actually, I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought there. So Brigitte will be joining us, and Brigitte has had her own challenges. Obviously, she's in the hospitality sector, and to be able to always come out with solutions and to find herself sunny side up regardless of the challenges. And I think it's really important to say that positive attitude is not about, not facing the challenges. It's about being realistic and finding solutions. So Brigitte Hedden-Curtin, yes. I would like to invite you to join me. How are you?
Thank you. I'm great.
All the way from beautiful Varna.
That's correct. Yeah, all the way. Enjoying watching you all up there in Dublin and all over Ireland. And I'm absolutely thrilled to be part of this and to support it. I think I'm a total LIFT supporter. I think it's an amazing opportunity to support leadership in Ireland. So,
I would like to invite you to join me. Can I ask you then, why is it that you decided to sponsor the Positive Attitude Award?
I think that particularly in these times, positive attitude, seeing opportunities where there is not apparent. I think positive attitude just makes that difference in difficult situations.
Well, you have some fantastic shortlisted nominees for tonight's award, and we're just going to take a little walk through the wonderful people who have been shortlisted in the positive attitude category. Firstly, Anya Clark from Dublin, and it is said about Anya that she will always see the positive in a situation and brings lightness to any difficult situation. Katie Lett from Dublin, her enthusiasm is infectious and she leads her peers in positive attitude by example. No problem is ever too daunting. Ciara O'Hagan from Kildare. Ciara always bounces back and she identifies what we could do differently going forward and how to fix the problem. She appears to learn from every situation. Eddie Phelan from Louth. Eddie never allows his positive attitude to wane. His positive attitude has an immense impact on so many in his community. So, Brigitte, I'm going to turn to you to announce the winner.
And the winner of the Positive Attitude Award is Eddie Phelan. Congratulations, Eddie.
Eddie, are you with us?
I'm not sure whether I am or not.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
How does that feel?
Someone mentioned imposter syndrome earlier. Yeah, a bit of that going on. Absolutely delighted. I suppose it's very easy to retain a positive attitude when you see the people that we have around us, and like that's, I suppose, what I would take from it.
And do you know who nominated you, Eddie?
I have a good idea.
Well, I would suggest that your nominator should make themselves known, because they said some really beautiful things about you. And congratulations, you're a worthy winner. Enjoy your moment.
Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you, Eddie. And thank you to Brigitte, of course, from the Burn Smokehouse as well. It's time to meet our next judge, and he has been an ardent supporter of Lift Ireland from really the very, very beginning. I'd like to invite to join me Paul Flynn, COO, Markets and Treasury Division of Bank of Ireland. Paul, are you with us?
I am indeed. I'm delighted to be here, Sonia. Lovely to see you this evening.
You're the king of suspense now, Paul. You have we have them all waiting for you. I take it you're still in the office tonight, are you?
I, unfortunately, am one of the few people still in the office based in Dublin, indeed. Yeah.
Hardest working man in Ireland, no, I'm pretty sure.
Not at all.
Tell us about the judging process. You got together with a phenomenal amount of data about extraordinary leaders. Yeah. What was your approach?
In fairness now, it was slightly kind of overwhelming. Like, first of all, I'm based in Bank of Ireland here, and we're really proud to partner with yourselves and Joanna. It's a fantastic programme. I mean, I was honoured to be asked to step up and get involved originally as part of the judging panel. We tried to work a very kind of formulaic type approach. I mean, as Maura mentioned earlier on, between Maura, Barry, Darina, Eva, and the whole Lift team kind of helping us out, 120 odd kind of submissions to work through. So there was a couple of hours on a Sunday afternoon, but to be honest, it was absolutely, it was so inspiring, Sonia, to work through and listen.
I'm in now, so I'm going to have to go because I'm freezing a little bit.
And read the read the various submissions. Really grateful to be involved with it. We each kind of tried to kind of rank it down to the kind of our top 5 and then our top 3. And then sat and discussed those according to the core Lift criteria is how we tried to work it overall.
I have to ask, just for a bit of drama, how much dissent was there? Was there sort of general agreement in terms of the winners?
Well, even as the banker in the room, and dare I say, there's the popularity. The submissions were, it was so varied, to be honest, and all corners in Ireland, all demographic in Ireland, up and down the age profile. It was a genuine joy, particularly in the current climate, to read such heartfelt stories back from people. And clearly, both the nominees are hugely well deserving, but also the people who scripted on their behalf and took the time and considered time. And we were really conscious as judges, as much as we could, to spend that time and care working through the process on behalf of everybody who got involved. So
I know you're passionate about leadership, and it's I suppose the core reason that you got involved with Lift in the first place. What do you see as the benefits, I suppose, in increasing the level of leadership across Ireland?
Well, as you say, I'm a huge believer, Sonia. Everything from commercially, work-wise for us, everything from socially. I've done Lift through it with my own family, literally around the not the boardroom table, the kitchen table. It just puts a better narrative out there right now, right? And probably articulates the values that we try to collectively live by. And maybe at the simplest level, the way I try to explain to my own kids who start at 13 and go to 18, so they wouldn't necessarily be the obvious candidates. it gives us an ability to talk to each other. And while they mightn't be kind of necessarily looking forward to a lift round table, of them, to be totally frank, from a family point of view, the conversation is at so much a higher level afterwards. And I find exactly the same with colleagues in the office, and I'm just looking for clearly they're looking forward to the experience, but the connections that you build, be it remotely these days or occasionally if there's a kind of a kitchen round table, it's just it's an immensely powerful tool.
And I think that is it, because, you know, this is the platform for real and honest communication, which is quite rare in today's world. Paul, thank you so much.
Welcome.
We'll talk to you later, and as I said, the others, sit back and enjoy.
Thank you.
Now we are on to our third category, which is respect. Again, one of the integral and core pieces that we have to get right in our society, as so much of what we've seen lately has shown. So we would now like to invite Moira Walsh from Solas to join us.
Hello again. I of course, the 2020 syndrome of I forgot to unmute myself. So sorry.
Listen, we're going to get the t-shirts printed for the next one. It'll all be good. It'll all be
perfect.
Good. So respect, Moira, as a Solas value, where does it align, and why was it the one that you chose to sponsor?
Well, exactly what you just said, Sonia, because we have set up our values in the organisation in Solas, and we've put a lot of work in around our own set of values. Respect was one of our own values, and also respect obviously being one of the leadership traits. It made perfect sense for us to sponsor this particular award, and it's a very valuable one. We're in the learning and education environment, and we want to make sure that we respect everyone's opinion in work, but also respect and value each of our learners across, regardless of what they do in society. So I think respect kind of really resonated with us, and so we asked and chose this particular award.
Fantastic. And I know Solas have really dived into the lift process with both feet, and it's absolutely wonderful to see. So we're going to take a look at our 4 nominees now and hear a little bit about what people have said about them. So our first is Jeff Buckley from Kildare. And when Jeff is carrying out roundtables with his second years, he treats each student with the utmost respect, and in turn, the students have a huge respect for him. Tom McMahon from Dublin. Even when he does not agree with the views or beliefs of others, he will look for ways to build bridges. Mike O'Byrne from Kildare. Even when I leave Comfy College next year, I will never forget the way he respected everyone at Comfy College and the way that he positively impacted on me as a student. And Victor Uchegbu, this man showed exemplary qualities which portrayed the principles he believes personifies respect. He mirrors it, and it is mirrored back to him. Beautiful words there, Moira. So I'm going to ask you now to share with us who the winner is.
I'm delighted to say that the winner of the Respect Award is Tom McMahon.
Tom, are you with us? Do we have
just
you?
Unmuting? Tom? Yes.
You're unmuting. Yes. We're going to get your t-shirt. Tom, how does that feel?
It's I think they use a word that Maura used earlier on. Actually, I do feel a bit humbled. It was I really appreciated getting the nomination. There was no question about that. But just just winning it is a lovely thing. It's a lovely thing. And particularly, I think Paul mentioned during these kind of times of, kind of grim times or bleak times, it's nice. This is, I think, a fantastic event. I think what it does is fantastic. So thank you. And it was nice to maybe share with Jeff and Mike anyway today. It's a pity we weren't actually physically there, but and there's 2 people particularly I'd like to thank: Dorina Gallagher and Sophie Hannon in ESB. Dorina is a senior manager in ESB, and Sophie actually is our graduate, HR graduate, and she's done fantastic work to bring Lift into ESB. So it's been fantastic, and thanks to Lift, Sonia. Thanks that the Lift really aligns with the values of ESB. It really does.
Amazing organisation.
Yeah, it's an amazing organisation, and I must say, from the time I met Joanne to the work Dorina and Sophie have done in the ESB. It's been a great journey, and it's a journey we want to continue to continue on in the ESB. So it's fantastic. It's great partners.
Can I ask you then, in terms of your own, because I think a lot of what happens in Lift is around personal awareness. How aware are you of how respectful you are to those around you?
Well, it's a difficult question, and obviously other people saw it in me more than I saw it. I suppose I've worked in the company. I've worked in the ESB a long time, and I've worked in HR a long time, and a lot of that time has been industrial relations as well. And for 15 years, I worked in industrial relations. So I suppose you kind of learn the attribute of listening and being respectful to other people's views, even though you may not necessarily agree with them, as you kind of arrive to a solution together, you know. So I suppose that kind of training, I suppose innately kind of rubs off, I suppose. And but it was anyway, as I said, I wouldn't write that about myself, but it's lovely that a colleague did.
Well,
so
they did indeed, and more beautiful words beside. Congratulations. Enjoy your evening. It was lovely to have you.
Sonya. Appreciate that. Thank you very much, Sonya. Thanks, Joanne.
Another fantastic and deserved winner, and no surprise, I think, that there's an involvement there with industrial relations, because actually respect is not necessarily about agreeing with everybody around you, but about respecting what you don't agree with. And I think in a very polarized world in which we live, where you're either one side or another, I think we need to understand how to communicate with one another in a much more respectful way. So, I mean, respect is such a magical two-sided monster, the best kind of monster. So it's not enough to train it outwards. It must be also laser focused on our own beings to ensure that we respect and value ourselves first before spreading that glorious confidence and respect to those around us. Gathered here tonight is an amazing group. I haven't got the final count on the numbers yet, but you are many out there. So thank you so much for joining us tonight. You all understand what good leadership is, being vital to Ireland being the country that we know it can be. It's really important to us that we understand these values that Lift brings to the table, that we know how to embed them in our lives. And for those of you who haven't had the pleasure of a Lift roundtable, it's really a space where we can talk openly and honestly about how we evaluate our own behavior in these wonderful Lift values and others beyond. And it's non-judgmental, it's non-conversive, so it's quite an unusual space when you enter it first. But what it means is that you can be honest and empathetic and understand where other people are coming from. And there's nothing more powerful than that. Our next award is competence. And really, without the sort of steadfastness of competence, it's very hard to drive home all the other values. The sponsor of that category is the Entrepreneurs Academy. And to represent them here tonight is Lorraine Bowen. Have we got Lorraine?
Hi, Sonya. Yes, I'm here.
Hi, Lorraine. How are you?
Great. Thank you.
So the Entrepreneurs Academy is a training company. You train people to be better entrepreneurs, better business people, and really to advance their own competence to meet their potential. Tell me about why this was the right one. I mean, obviously that's a little clue, but what else about this award made it a good fit for the Entrepreneurs Academy?
I suppose, Sonya, for us, it's, entrepreneurs are trying to build themselves, create themselves, one block at a time. And that's very much what we do with them. We help them to build their competence and their confidence and, and their belief that they can do what they set out to do to become entrepreneurs. But also, I suppose, within our own team, competence is so important. And it's something that we really strive for individually and as a team. So it's just, I suppose, it's what we do and it's who we are. So we're really absolutely thrilled to be sponsors of this award and to honour the nominees tonight.
Fantastic. Well, we'll take a little look now at our shortlisted nominees. The first is Grace Cosgrove from Dublin. Anything assigned to Grace, even if at first she does not know how to complete it, she will research and fully commit herself to understand what needs to be done to execute it well. Clara Miller from Dublin. The consistent quality of the work she produces and the way she presents it is the product of practice and commitment to her profession. She's so gentle and reassuring in her approach that she can manage to get all the information she needs to resolve problems quickly and to the satisfaction of everybody. Andrea Wallace, also from Dublin. When there is a new work practice or a changing trend, Andrea embraces it. She spends time to do the research, to thoroughly understand it. And when she works out what is needed, she goes
She's so gentle and reassuring in her approach that she can
Rory
manage.
Waters from Louth. Rory really embraced this lift value by ensuring others are also held to a commitment of competence, understanding. And now that this behavior is mimicked by those around him. So I think the one thing that we know about all of these values is that when they're lived authentically, they're pretty darn infectious. So Lorraine, can you come back to me, please, and announce the winner?
Having heard what's been said about this person, I'm delighted to say that the winner of the Competence Award is Clara Miller.
Clara, do we have you? Are you on mute, Clara? Where are you?
I'm unmuted.
Congratulations, Clara. How does that feel?
Thank you so much. I'm shocked. Thanks a million.
Did you expect to win?
No. I was delighted to be at least just nominated. I was delighted to be nominated. So this is a bonus.
Well, your colleagues were very complimentary about you. And is this, I suppose, much like the other people that I've spoken to and to Tom, are you aware of your own commitment to competence?
I think, like one of the other people said earlier, you kind of don't see it in yourself, but it's really nice to be recognized for it. So, yeah.
It's an amazing skill because it's not it's not the all singing all dancing value, because it's quite by its nature it's quite downplayed, but it is an absolute essential piece of the puzzle. So Clara, thank you so much and congratulations. One of these beautiful awards will be winging its way to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Hey is right. I can hear congratulatory whooping and cheering in the background. So fantastic. It's now time to meet our next judge, Barry Dowling from Covey. Barry Dowling, you're like the Kim Kardashian of judges. You broke the internet on your entrance. How about that?
What an accolade. What an accolade. I'm putting that on my LinkedIn profile on my CV immediately.
That's my gift to you. So Barry, Covalent, another great company which has really embraced the lift philosophy, the lift practice, the lift way of life, because I think lift, when it gets you by the throat, it really is a way of living.
No doubt about it. It was really important to us. I think at first, I suppose we were wondering, what's this lift about? And Suzanne she really believed in it from the get-go, and we were like, God, what's this lift about? And the timing of lift, I think, in our evolution as a company was absolutely incredible. At the time, we were coming together to rebrand our company, and going through that process of identifying who we were and what we were, and what our value proposition was as a company. And then at the same time, we were engaging with Lift, the same group of people that were essentially working on a rebrand of our company. And the same as the Lift group, it brought us together in a way that, we've worked together for 15 years. I've worked with Suzanne, who you'll hear from a little later, for 18 years. But we got to know each other on a level, I think, that it really took us by surprise, to be honest. It took us out of the work context. And really, we spoke about themes that applied to our lives and not just about our work life.
Amazing, amazing. Well, let's have a little look at the shortlisted nominees for the dedication and determination category. This category is sponsored by ESB and by Dorina Gallagher, who is going to present the award. Hi, Tom. Tom, you're joining us again. Fresh from your
I am.
win.
Yes, indeed. Indeed.
Again.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
we spoke a little bit earlier about the culture of ESB, and it is really sort of nationally renowned for the culture within the organisation. You chose to sponsor dedication and determination. Why was that?
Well, I suppose we have, like all the people have spoken from organisations, we have values. One of those values is being driven. And I suppose it can't be driven without determination and dedication to deliver for the customer fundamentally, deliver the objectives of the company. And I just think they're two fantastic attributes of leadership. And when you, certainly when we in ESB think of leaders, in ESB or in other aspects of life, I think those two attributes, they just shine through. You know, any leader I can think of is dedicated and is determined. And I just think that those two attributes are really, really important.
Fantastic. Well, let's take a little look at the shortlisted nominees. First up, we have Nicola Canavan from Kildare. Nikki determinedly sought to advocate for the amazing LIFT programme across corporate banking and markets and treasury divisions in Bank of Ireland, and doggedly followed through with a positive end outcome. Ornia Cornally from Dublin. A host of stakeholders are successfully managed when the easy outcome would have been to let it drop. Sonya Lennon, and I have a disclosure here, Sonya is my sister. I am not part of the judging panel, just let it be stated, but I do have a soft spot for her because she is my sister. What they said about Sonya, she never lets up in her determined resilience to be the best that she can be and to expect the same from her students. They recognise this and rise to it. Pauline Nally from Westmeath, her determined approach has hugely benefited the growth and diversification of our funding base and therefore our work of growing interest in STEM in the Midlands region. Again, amazing words about amazing shortlisted nominees. So Tom, can I ask you to share with us who the winner is?
Thank you, Sonia. The winner of the Dedication and Determination Award is Ornia Cornally. Well done, Ornia.
Ornia! Congratulations. Are you with us, Sonya?
I am, Sonia. Yes, I am. I'm very surprised and with you. Thank you very much.
What a team. And I think, you know, it is a team effort, but you are winning the prize tonight, Sonya. Everybody spoke so highly about you in your nominations. Determination and dedication. Is it in your blood? Is it running through your DNA?
Yeah, I was kind of disappointed so many people thought it was the perfect leadership trait for me, so I'm not sure if that's good or bad. But I have to say with Paul and Nikki, you know, we're absolutely delighted to have got over 100 people in Bank of Ireland through the programme. We're very much, I think, in the shadows of the LIFT organisation who, through your own dedication and determination, have got us all to this place. So delighted to accept it, and thank you very much and well done.
Thank you so much. Another deserved winner. Harking back to our last value and our last award, dedication and determination was certainly required to bring LIFT Ireland from a concept to a living, breathing organisation. Starting something is never easy, and the vision was fueled by the willing of those to continue to help us to soar, to beat our own targets, and to smash a message through with a diverse set of companies and individuals. For their part, they exhibited the values that LIFT believes in. They listened, but more than that, with empathy and understanding for a shared vision, they unreservedly joined forces with us to LIFT Ireland. Our next award, Empathy and Understanding, is sponsored by Lisa McKenna Solicitors, presented tonight by Lisa McKenna. Lisa, are you with us?
Hi, Sonia. I am. I'm really good. How are you?
I can imagine that in the legal profession, empathy and understanding goes a long way to make everybody's journey better.
Absolutely. So empathy and understanding is a core value for us at McKenna & Co. And it's a value we live and breathe every single day. Joanne approached me and she said, I think you should choose the empathy and understanding. I had already chosen that category because there couldn't be any other for us. It's so important, especially during these difficult times, that we always put ourselves into the shoes of others. And while we all have different opinions in life, it's important that we always empathize and understand with others.
Every single day.
Fantastic. Well, we have some amazing people shortlisted for this award tonight. Let's have a little look at them. So we have Carolyn Buchel. Caroline leads a very diverse team in terms of age, nationalities, cultures, and background. Caroline manages to show that despite many differences, it is so important to focus on what unites us and how we can work together. Marina Brannigan from Louth. Taking care of her mother, the various community groups she's involved in, and her clients, Marina applied empathy and understanding to help prevent others from becoming broken by the challenges of 2020. Denise Cullen from Dublin, undertaking the task of learning why people do what they do, the kinds of personalities her employees have, and the best ways to manage a team, all adds to her having a better understanding of what enables them to be their best. Trish McCafferty from Meath. Trish truly does show respect for other people's views and thinking, even in the most basic way of according respect to younger children, making them and others have, even in the most basic of situations, a sense of belonging, appreciated and honouring achievements to help anyone feel secure. More absolutely beautiful words there. So Lisa, can I turn to you and ask you to tell us who the winner is?
I'm so happy to announce this winner. So the winner of this award is Denise Cullen.
Denise.
Congratulations, Denise.
Thank you so much, Lisa. Thank you, Sonia. I actually know Lisa, so it's actually really nice. Thank you, Lisa. Oh. Thanks, Sonia. Delighted. I'm absolutely delighted.
So how does this feel?
Oh, fantastic. I'm passionate about Lift. When I met Joanne first, I thought it was the best. Like I said to her, I think I'll leave my own job and go and work for you. I love it. I think the concept is brilliant. I think to be able to review people's values and I suppose work with them to be able to get the best out of them is just, the whole concept is brilliant. We're rolled a lot, to an awful lot in our company, and it's been fantastic. Yeah, really
Denise,
good. I'm delighted.
One of these babies is on the way to
Absolutely
you. Enjoy
delighted.
it. Enjoy the recognition. The empathy and understanding is all yours.
Brilliant. Thank
Another
you, Sonia.
amazing value there and another worthy winner. Empathy and understanding, when we think about the challenges that face us in today's society, all the issues stemming from a lack of respect, a lack of empathy and understanding. Truly Lift is a great way to really invigorate our country with a new sense of what's required to be better people, to be a better society, to be a better economy, and to understand ourselves better and move forward with respect, empathy and understanding. We are going to have a little chat now with our next judge. It is a lady who we've heard from already today, and she's going to tell us a little bit more about the process, how the judges came together and how they made their decisions. Please welcome Darina Gallagher, Leadership Development Manager from ESB. How are you doing this evening?
I'm great, Sonia, and delighted to be here this evening. It's a wonderful ceremony to be a part of. So it's going really well so far.
And much like the other judges, you have been a really early adopter of Lift, and I suppose what's common to all the people who are being honoured tonight is that they get it. It's not a difficult sell to people who understand the value of good leadership. So maybe you might give us another little insight into how you approach the very, very difficult job of shortlisting and awarding the winners tonight.
Yeah, so it was, as Barry and Paul and Maura have already said, a huge challenge. I mean, it was absolutely wonderful to see the number of nominees and the diversity of nominees, both, from location, education, communities, all the different areas that we got them from. So, and leadership at all levels. So, in trying to distill that into a shortlist and then finally an agreed shortlist really meant we had to understand the behaviours behind each of the values and look for evidence of those characteristics being displayed and how people made their nominations, and trying to distill and find, the strongest exhibition of those characteristics, and then come together and again agree, discuss, and understand why we were doing what we were doing. So it was challenging because of the standard of nomination.
Well, I think it's safe to say that our shortlisted nominees this evening all display the attributes of accountability, and we're going to move now to see the fruits of your labour, as I said to your other judges, and walk through some of the wonderful words that were said about them. Thank you very much, Darina.
Thanks, Sonya.
So this is our Accountability Award, and I suppose one of the things that we saw when we were doing the initial research around LIFT was that accountability was incredibly lacking in some sections of our society and how we work in Ireland. And really that's about, you know, taking responsibility for yourself, taking responsibility for your actions, and not being afraid to call out when you see something that could be done better. So our nominees for tonight's award. First up, Nicola Connolly-Byrne from Meath. Nicola works from a place of trust and clarity. She identifies the importance of an individual's or community's responsibility to account for themselves. The journey is always seated in accountability. Paul Fieldhouse. Paul demonstrates accountability across all disciplines he takes on and always goes the extra mile to support people. Kyle Mulligan from Louth. Kyle would always hold himself accountable when a process hadn't worked, or if his feedback to a situation was incorrect. He would hold his hands up, acknowledge and take steps to resolve with a particular agent. Ita Page from Limerick. I was inspired by Ita's ability to square up to every challenge and her weekly accountability for these challenges. Amazing words, amazing shortlisted nominees. So I am going to call on Paul Flynn from Bank of Ireland. Bank of Ireland are sponsoring this award, and I think justifiably so. Paul, you might just share with us who the winner is.
Thanks, Sonia, and congratulations to all the nominees. The winner of the Accountability Award is Nicola Connolly-Byrne. Congratulations, Nicola.
Nicola, thank you, Paul. Congratulations. So, how are you feeling?
Well, I have to tell you, I'm chuffed. I'm absolutely delighted because I really try every single day to be congruent to accountability. And I have no problem calling out accountability when I don't see it. So I'm glad that other people have seen that and recognised that, and I'm absolutely chuffed. I really am. Thanks ever so much, Bank of Ireland.
I think you've been winning quite a few awards of late, am I right?
Yeah, there's a few there now.
Well,
I'm going to have to get a whole other shelf built.
I hope you have space on your mantelpiece for this bad boy, which will be away to you. Congratulations, absolutely fantastic. And to your fellow shortlisted nominees, well done.
Cheers, lads. Thanks a million.
Thank you. Accountability is something that we must all own by its very nature, whether as individuals or as organizations. And the key is through living our lives with honesty and integrity. Everything that LIFT stands for is part of an overall vision for an even better, even more beautiful country of Ireland. A country where we all know what the right thing to do is and how to do it. The sponsors of the Honesty and Integrity Award tonight, and I have to say, I think they're a really admirable sponsor for this particular award, are White Light Consulting, who are our event partners for tonight's award. And here to present the award is Karen Devine.
Good evening, Sonia, and it's lovely to be with you this evening. Thank you.
Very nice branding behind you there, Karen. Good work.
Thank you.
So honesty and integrity is our next category. Tell us why that's important to you and to White Light.
Well, it really, really resonates with us. When we first started working with LIFT and when we did our first round table, we got to the end of week 8 with that round table, and it was amazing. One of the team in our first group said that LIFT allowed them to live a life that is truly theirs. And that honesty and integrity piece is all about being true to who you really, really are. And it was just so important. Those words really struck me and stayed with me. And so for us, honesty and integrity is a beautiful fit, but we also think it is just the perfect bow that wraps up the entire LIFT program. So we absolutely love this category.
Well, it is a beautiful category and it is very true and honest, and we're delighted to have you as sponsors tonight. So let's take a little look at our 4 shortlisted nominees, and there they are in all their glory. We have Louise Brennan from Dublin. Louise has the courage to follow what she believes despite peers' influence, and at such a young age, she is a testament to strong integrity. Eunice Chapman in Wicklow. She holds herself and others accountable using her honesty and integrity. She's the best colleague to have, as when you ask for her opinion, 100% you can trust insofar as a human can be honest, she will be. We've got Jim Murphy from County Meath. It can be easy to have honesty and integrity when times are good. A measure of how real this is how a person reacts when times are tough and hard decisions have to be made. Jim remains consistent in the making of hard decisions according to his values. Oyin Consola Solanki in Meath, her comment regarding the example that there are times when the truth has to be delayed or be discreetly applied, as in Anne Frank, shows her stance on principles and values and valuing. She sees always a clarity about things, being confident and comfortable to express what she believes in, but with the wisdom that maintains honor and respect. Such beautiful sentiments, such beautiful words. Karen, can you share with us who the winner of this category is, please?
It's my very great pleasure to announce that the winner of the Honesty and Integrity Award is Louise Brennan.
Louise. That's a face of shock if ever I saw it.
Oh my God, thank you so much.
Congratulations, Louise, you're the winner.
Oh my God, I didn't expect that at all. Thank you so much.
So tell us about your approach to honesty and integrity. We heard some beautiful words from your nominator there. How does it manifest for you in your life?
I guess I really try just to do the right thing. You know, it's not always like super easy, especially with like peer pressure and stuff like that. It's not always the easiest thing to do, but I think it's really important to have a set of morals that you live by and just to keep to those morals, you know.
Congratulations.
And can I just say a big thank you to my teacher, Miss Phillips, who nominated me, and Miss Riley. They're just superstars. Thank you so much.
Miss Phillips and Miss Riley, we love you.
Thank you
so much. Well, you deserve it. Go and enjoy.
I will. Thank you.
Welcome back, everybody. And this little triumvirate that you see on screen is the 3 founders of LIFT Ireland. I'm an honorary Hessian, so I don't know if I'll be invited to Christmas dinner. I don't know if anybody will be invited to Christmas dinner, but I am joined by David Hessian and Joanne Hessian again, of course. And we just wanted to have a little chat because the values of LIFT Ireland were set not by us and not by any assumption on our part, but by 2 independent surveys of the people of Ireland who prioritised the 8 values that we went out with when we started 2 years ago. But over the challenge of COVID, we felt duty bound to respond to, I suppose, new issues within our society. And David, you might just talk to me a little bit about the new values that have been added on to the LIFT program.
Yeah, thanks, Sonia. So I guess when COVID hit back in February, March, we always knew that the original 8 LIFT themes were always going to be important, but we also had the sense that COVID was probably going to mean that people's priorities and needs might change. And we wanted to assure that LIFT was going to reflect that. Which is obviously really, really important to us. So what we did was we ran a second survey among our active facilitators and participants on the issues that were facing them and where they felt that they wanted to place their priorities in terms of their learning and their development and their growth. And it became really apparent really quickly that there were 2 topics that were particularly important. And one was resilience, and the other was a kind of combined topic around innovation and adaptability. So they were the two. What we did was, subsequent to that, was we decided to write extra materials around those two themes, and they are now part of the LIFT program.
And they're being lapped up, I have to say, in the roundtables that I'm doing. People really are getting huge benefit from them as additional values in the LIFT arsenal. Joanne, it doesn't stop there though. The plans are afoot to increase and to roll out new LIFT values.
Yeah, absolutely. And I suppose it's hard to believe, but it's over 2 years ago since we did that initial research, and we asked the Irish public, look, if we're to get better at leadership, in what areas do we need to get better? Well, we're going to go out again in October and we're going to ask again. So we have got research planned at the end of October where we go out and ask the Irish public, what are the areas that are important to us now? It's going to be to see if the same ones come up top, or maybe there are a few others that we need to start prioritizing. We'll be adding all of those and others then into the LIFT toolbox for organizations and for kitchen tables, as Paul referred to earlier, and for communities and sports groups and so on, for all of them to add in and keep on using to build their leadership muscle.
David and Joanne, thank you so much. Joanne, we'll be seeing you in a short while. David, thank you for joining us tonight, and we'll talk soon.
Great. You're playing a blinder, Sonya. Fantastic stuff.
So for many of you, you are tuning in tonight as friends and family of people who have been nominated and shortlisted. You may not even know what LIFT is about. You probably have a little bit more of a sense of it, but LIFT is Leading Ireland's Future Together. And it is really about a self-reflection on the values that you've heard listed and some others that you're about to hear, and how we can take tiny steps to really create behavioural change. And for us in LIFT Ireland, this is about how to make Ireland a better place to be, one person at a time. And whether that person is a CEO or a second-year student in secondary school is kind of irrelevant, because what we're doing is equipping people with a language for understanding of their own levels of leadership. And really, at the end of the day, it's about building your own character so that you have the fundamental structure to make the best decisions for you and for those around you. So it's in a way, it's very fundamental, it's very foundational. But what we saw in LIFT was that there was a slight void for those basic value pieces to be added into our character development in Ireland. And I think the other lovely piece about it is that it generates a sense of self-awareness, something that I think is quite lacking. And change really only comes about through awareness as a very beginning, a starting point. Nothing can change unless you bring awareness to it. So LIFT is really about whatever level of leadership you're at is kind of irrelevant. We can increase your level of awareness of your own behaviors, your own characters, and allow you to pick from, a set of values which acts almost as a packet of rebels. You pick your favorites, you adopt them, you decide which are the true values that make you tick and that drive you forward in everything that you do. So it's really lovely stuff. And if you are coming to LIFT for the first time today and tonight to be with your friends and family, I would urge your friends and family who are facilitators to invite you to a round table. They're all available to do online. Nobody has to go to anybody's house. In fact, as I said, over 800 people a week are joining virtual roundtables. Super easy to do if you go to WhitelightEvents.ie, or just reach out to the people you love and they can help you get there. So we're going to move on now to our next category, which is, as David mentioned, innovation and adaptability. And this award is sponsored by Covalent, and we're going to invite Suzanne Dolan to join us. You are the sponsors in Covalent of innovation and adaptability, and you have been spoken about very highly already this evening. Why is this the value that you sponsored this evening?
Well, for Covalent, never have two attributes been more necessary than during these strange times we are all living through. It's been an amazing challenge to adapt to the new working from home environment and coming up with new and innovative ways to make the experience as productive, inclusive, and as positive as possible for everyone.
For anybody who doesn't know, tell us what Covalent do.
So Covalent provide managed solutions for large organizations. We take on a lot of their business solutions for them. We deliver various IT services, content moderation, all those kind of activities. We have about 3,500 people across 6 countries. It's very exciting.
So definitely a need to be agile and to be able to pirouette at a moment's notice.
Literally.
Well, we have fantastic shortlisted nominees for you to enjoy. We're now going to go through them. So I'm going to invite our nominees. We have Noelle Burke in Kildare. Her insatiable curiosity and general interest in things, people, and learning brings diverse groups together, whether to find a common interest and a better overall outcome and more innovative solutions. Noel Davidson, who we saw already from Dublin, his extraordinary ability to change how we deliver while maintaining the same level of our company's professionalism was incredible. Claire Lamb. Claire has, and I think Claire is having connection difficulties at the moment, but Claire has achieved a lot and is helping Rowing Ireland to adapt to this new normal in a sporting world, while all the while making sure that the opportunities for women to contribute at a higher level in sport are being future-proofed. And Marguerite O'Sullivan in Cork. Marguerite has faced huge challenges, but with her positive attitude, empathy and understanding, respect to fellow members, and with extreme dedication and determination, she showed what an innovative and adaptive leader she is. Now, Marguerite, I think you got every single value in that nomination, so you did very well. So, Suzanne, you might share with us who the winner is.
I'm delighted to say that the winner of the Innovation and Adaptability Award is Claire Lamb.
Claire, oh Claire, and Claire has had a little bit of a mini crisis and can't join us at the moment. So Claire, we are so delighted for your win, despite the fact that you are facing more challenges which you've had to innovate to. This is winging its way to you. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Sonia.
Oh, you're there, Claire. Fantastic.
I have audio. Apology, guys. I have audio, but I don't have camera. But just want to say thank you very much.
Excellent. And you are such a deserved winner. Thank you so much for sticking with us in adversity. So now I think we are very, very close. We have 2 more awards to give out, just to give you a sense of where we are with the evening ceremony. So I think, you know, when you think about how our world has turned and changed, we used to adhere to an ethos of survival of the fittest. And now survival is based on the ability to innovate and adapt. As you could see from our nominees and our shortlisted people there, like everything is about how fast you can move in the right direction and be prepared to break things along the way, because not every decision you make in a crisis is going to be right. But it's about embracing that change and seeing opportunities where others see failure and defeat. And that takes courage and resilience. An indomitable spirit that won't take no for an answer, an unknockdownableness. And who better to sponsor resilience for this award than Munster Rugby? Here to present the award is Claire Cook. Hi, Claire.
Hi, Sonia.
Oh, I don't even know if I have to ask you about resilience and why it's your sponsored award, but let's go for it anyway.
Well, you know, resilience is an incredible strength. It's something that we in Munster Rugby talk about from the moment somebody joins us. It has shaped us as a club. We've gone through a lot of difficult and tragic circumstances ourselves in the past. And I guess, you know, it's the ability to bounce back, isn't it? And with the LIFT program, one of the proverbs that stuck out most for us during the lockdown was, you know, you fall down 7 times and you get up 8. And that really resonated with our people. It was just, you know, they said, yeah, LIFT really got this one, you know, they nailed it. So that's why it's really important for us. We're delighted to be sponsoring it with Lift, and you know, we all need that bit of resilience now, and it's within us all, and we can all tap into it, and we all are together as a community within Lift. So very delighted to be part of it.
Fantastic, Claire. And we are delighted, of course, to have all our sponsors and all our corporate partners on board, but we're particularly delighted to have Munster Rugby, because we know if we get into any trouble, you'll be there to protect us. So let's have a look at our shortlisted nominees in the category of resilience. We have Sive Flynn from Kildare. Sive has just graduated 6th year, and so she was one of the unfortunate students who didn't get to sit their Leaving Cert as planned. She has amazed me, says her nominator, with her bounce back abilities and accepting attitude while expressing a hopeful attitude for the future. Tracy Levy from Kildare. Tracy is the quiet one and the calm one, and I don't think she or others realise the absolute strength and resilience she has, not just for herself, but for her family, friends and work colleagues. And finally, Mary Oridian. Mary encompasses the true essence of a resilient person, and it is through her contributions to our community that we are encouraged to also tap into our inner strength and thrive to overcome. Beautiful sentiments there. We also have Denise Scully. Denise has developed and grown enormously in her role at a time when others might have crumbled under the pressure, and this is due to her amazing resilience. So, Claire, can I bring you back in there and let's have a little look at who the winner is?
I'm delighted to say that the winner of the Resilience Award is Sive Flynn. Well done, Sive.
Sive, congratulations.
Thank you. Well, thank you very much.
How are you feeling?
I'm very surprised and humbled to win this award. Thank you.
Oh, well, look, we're absolutely delighted. And this beautiful Lift Leadership Award is winging its way to you now. You are a true leader. And we're delighted to have you in our catalogue of winners tonight. Moving on to our last award of the evening, as I said, and it is the Dominic Lewis Excellence in Leadership Award, a very special award, and this is the second time that we have given out this award, and for reasons that you're about to hear, it is an incredibly special award. I'm joined by Noelle Burke, who is going to say a few words about it, and also by Joanne, who's also going to say a few words. Noelle, please tell us what the award is all about.
I will. Thank you. By the way, well done, guys. These virtual events are so much more difficult than the face-to-face events. And for anyone who's run a face-to-face, they are hard. So well done. I believe there's a couple of occasions, Sonia, I think we've been caught off guard, but we've said nothing that wasn't positive. So welcome to everybody here tonight. Delighted to be part of this event. It's a real joy actually to be part of this event. And well done on the first virtual event to everybody. In the strangest of COVID times, I think we could all do with a lift, and I've certainly enjoyed tonight, a chance to get into sparkles and have some fun. I suppose for anyone who doesn't know me, my name is Noelle Burke, and I am the Director of People Success at RSA and 123. I'm a hugely proud ambassador of Lift Ireland, and I'm part of the advisory board. And I've just loved the positive difference that Lift has made from the day it's come into my life. You've heard this story over and over, but I think it's made a difference in so many people's homes, schools and working communities, not just for us in RSA 123, but right the way across. And I think certainly in the time that we've just lived through, I know having met so many new people, it has meant so much to people over the last while to be part of a community such as Lift, because certainly all of the values have had a really, really impactful, I think, I suppose part of people's lives over the last while. You've talked about it tonight, RSA. We're really honoured to be sponsoring the Dominic Lewis Excellence in Leadership Award. I'm going to take a moment and just pause for anybody who doesn't know about Dominic Lewis. And I think it's really important that I take a few minutes to share a little bit about him. Dominic is a young man who passed away suddenly in March 2019. He left behind a beautiful family, his much loved wife, Sophie, his son and his daughter, Ben and Amelie. And Dominic grew up, he was a proud Dublin man, one of 5 children, raised by his father and his mother, Dominic and Kathleen, so his namesake after his dad. And actually, quite sadly, his father passed a pretty short time after Dominic passed away. So his family have had to, I suppose, endure a lot in a very short period of time. Anyone who knew Dominic knew he was a true family guy, popular with everybody. And so I can only imagine the immense missing that his family have of him, his brothers and sisters, and his huge, enormous circle of friends. I myself never got to meet Dominic, but speaking to those who knew him, it's apparent that he embodied all of the LIFT values, and that's why this award is so rightly named after Dominic Lewis. One of my own team, as it turns out, actually Louise Lombard, worked with Dominic for 12 years. And when you hear Louise describe Dominic, I think it certainly would bring a tear to your eye. She talks about him as a family man, talks about him as somebody with impeccable values, positive attitude, respectful, kind, and always a great listener. And I think certainly when she talks about Dominic, she says you'd have found him happiest when he was talking about his wife, Sophie, his son, Ben, and his daughter, Emily. And I'm delighted that we have Sophie, I believe, online with us tonight to hear, I suppose, and to witness once again this award being recognised. Dominic has no doubt left a lasting impression. He achieved so much in his very short life. And his legacy, I think, lives on in the hearts of so many, and he'll always be part of LIFT. He was one of the first leaders, Joanne, I believe, that got involved with LIFT. He brought the work of LIFT to the DAA, which is where he was proudly working, and he also introduced LIFT to the Principals Association of Ireland. So he brought LIFT to our schools, kind of my view, and I think that anybody who brings something into our schools can only be hugely proud of that, because that's bringing it to the future generations and our future leaders. One of the things we learned about Dominic actually was that he was hugely connected to the Irish Cancer Society, and we at RSA this evening have actually made I suppose have decided to make a donation on behalf of the Dominic Lewis Award tonight to the Irish Cancer Society. It's a very difficult time for charities right now, and we wanted to do that in honour of Dominic and the legacy that he has left. So without further ado, I suppose I just would say a huge congratulations to all of the nominees and all of the shortlists, to be even considered in this category and to come with a legacy such as Dominic has held. It's pure excellence, as we've described, excellence in leadership. So congratulations to the nominees. And Joanne, I'm going to hand over to you as you talk us through the shortlist this evening.
Great, thank you, Noelle, and thank you for speaking so well about Dominic. Sophie, it's great to have you and your family here watching with us this evening. I have to say, for me, as Dominic was one of the first people and organisations with the DAA getting behind LIFT, I used to love going to meet him because he was always in such good form. He really was, and he'd ring and he'd say, "I've another idea for you for LIFT," and I just loved that, and I'm thrilled that this award has been given out for the second year running in Dominic's name. It is truly an Excellence in Leadership Award. I'm also thrilled that we have 3 amazing finalists in this award. So the 3 people that are up for this award are Claire Cook, Mike O'Byrne, and Sarah Marr. And let me just tell you a little bit about each. I know these people pretty well because I've kind of hunted them down to, get involved with LIFT in the first place, and really got involved with them. But they have just absolutely embraced what LIFT is all about. As Sonya was saying earlier, they just get it. They just totally get it. So Claire Cook is the HR manager with Munster Rugby. Munster has been an incredible success story where LIFT is involved. Claire has been doing it, and I remember meeting you, Claire, at that first UL session that we did, all those really right at the beginning when we were rolling out LIFT. But together with your colleague Rose, LIFT has now been rolled out through the Munster Rugby organisation, from the backroom and the support staff through to the young Munster Academy players who've been able to reconnect with their own values and the values of Munster Rugby through the LIFT roundtables. The feedback from and the take-up of LIFT within Munster has been great, as Claire has said earlier, and Claire has now even started to spread the LIFT message to her colleagues in the other Irish provincial organisations, which my family will be happy about because they're Leinster fans. But Claire has done an amazing job in Munster Rugby, absolutely fantastic. I'm thrilled to have you here today. Mike O'Byrne is the principal of Confi College in County Kildare. And again, the very first time, and I didn't really know Mike at all, but the very first time I sort of met him and I told him about what we were doing in Lift, it was before the launch of Lift. And I said, Mike, would you like to come to the launch and would you like to hear more about it? And he said, absolutely, I will be there. He took the whole day. He came to the launch of Lift, and throughout, he has supported Lift throughout its whole journey. When Lift was still in its infancy, Mike found out about it and decided that he was going to bring it into his school. But he didn't simply want it to be offered as an 8-part program for a small group of students. He wanted it to become an important and integral part of the school fabric. He got his colleagues involved, and since then, Confi College has become the first pilot Lift school. His students have been involved in working with Lift to make sure it works for schools around the country. Confi staff and students have been highlighted in the Lift video. And in fact, not only have they been highlighted in the Lift video, some of the Confi students actually gave up their time this summer and they made the videos for us to go out to all the other schools. We've nearly 100 secondary schools taking part this year, and the Confi helped us out with that, which really was an amazing testament to everything that Mike has been doing. Lift is going strong in the school and just started to be rolled out with its current transition years, I believe, this week. Sarah Marr is again somebody that I remember meeting at her boardroom table when COVID wasn't around, Sarah. And I remember you saying to me, Sarah, I just get it. And I knew you did. Your number one value in the Prem Group is to do the right thing. And I knew we were really getting very solid partners in you and the Prem Group. Sarah is HR manager with the Prem Group, the hospitality group that has been a Lift partner since early 2019. Sarah and the Prem team saw the potential of Lift for their people really early. She's been responsible for bringing it into Prem, and she has grabbed that responsibility with incredible enthusiasm and huge imagination. Sarah has insisted that Lift be made available to Prem staff outside of Ireland as well. I did push against you a little bit on that one, Sarah, but in the UK and Belgium. And she arranged for Lift staff to travel to those countries so that her overseas teams wouldn't be left out from the experience that they were going through in Ireland. She has immediately seen what Lift could do to ensure a connection between and support Prem staff during the COVID period. In fact, it was 6:30 a.m., I think the day after Leo Varadkar's speech, that I got an email from Sarah to say, we need Lift online so that we can do it in Prem Group. So our 3 finalists for this very, very worthy award are all very, very worthy finalists. Thank you all for being such amazing lifters in your communities and your workplaces. Thank you. I will now pass it on to, I was getting overjoyed there by it. Noelle, I will pass over to you and you are going to announce the winner.
So I think, Joanne, all winners, but tonight I'm raising a toast to one very, very special winner. I'm delighted. Mike O'Byrne, the principal of Confi College in County Kildare, you are the winner of the Dominic Lewis Excellence in Leadership Award. A massive congratulations from all of us here in the RSA team.
Mike, can I ask, are you in the principal's office right now?
Sonya, you know exactly where I am. I'm in the principal's office right now. Where else should I be?
Congratulations. Such a difficult time in education, but really you were one of the innovators. You got it before anybody else. Huge congratulations. And because of your influence and your leadership, Lift has spread like a virus through the secondary education system. How are you feeling right now?
Let's not use metaphor virus through the education system at the moment, Sonya. That's not. Sonya, I'm absolutely delighted. Let's be the 2 other nominees in the category are fabulous leaders. No, right. I'm a Munster man, so at this point from Munster down there. Delighted, absolutely chuffed. Let's be everything about Lift represents all that is good in education and further afield. We're a community school, and Lift is very much at home in the community colleges and very much at home in Confi. And some of our fabulous students, I was honoured to be nominated with Jeff earlier on, who's one of our students. And that idea of the principal and student to come in the same category is just so wonderful. Listen, delighted. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, what amazing winners. What an amazing evening. What amazing celebration of people of the goodness in people, of how that goodness can be accelerated and brought to the surface. Being part of Lift is a huge part of my life. It brings me so much pleasure, so much joy, and so much learning. Thank you to everybody who took part tonight, to all our sponsors, to all the nominators, all the nominees, the shortlist winners, and the winners. Have a good rest of evening and see you soon. Bye.
I guarantee you that every single person in this room is a leader. If there are people that are paying attention to what you say, you're leading them.
LIFT stands for Leading Ireland's Future Together, and with your help, we are raising the standard of leadership across Ireland, one person at a time.